Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Um, this this update or this video is not easy to make. Um, it has taken me 3 months to make this video. And I know that I have to make this video because there's a lot of you guys who follow us and you're probably wondering what's happening, what are the updates, what's happening with Philip. And sadly, my dear Philip, my loving husband, passed away 3 months ago. It was back in February. And I still don't believe it. It still does not feel like that. It just feels like he went on a trip and I'm just waiting for him to come back. That's kind of in the state that I'm at. Um, it's terrible. It's very, very hard to lose someone that you're actually happy to be with and very much in love with and want to be with forever. Uh, it's very hard. But I take a lot of comfort in what the Bible, teaches. And the Bible says that there's going to be a resurrection in John 5:28 and 29. When Jesus was on earth, he resurrected a bunch of people. So I know that it's possible. And that is something that gives me great hope that I will see him alive again. It's a promise from the Bible. I can totally rest my hope on that. In the meantime, I just have to wait and do my best to serve God until that day comes when his kingdom rules and death and mourning and pain will be no more. So that's where I'm at. And just a little bit of an update of why he passed. It was not because of the cancer. The cancer was continuing to shrink. I will do another update regarding the tumor progression of the last 6 months because I think it's very important to share and document everything that has happened, and hopefully it can help somebody out there. But he died because of a GI bleed, which is something he had happened before. We really think that it's because of the oral chemo that he was on. I mean, it just logically makes sense that when you take something morning and night, it's chemo, you're taking it internally. For 14 days, you take it 14 days off, and he did this for 8 months. It's only logical that it would make the internal tissues, compromised. They would become weak. So he had a GI bleed before, which was undetermined where it was coming from, and that resolved on its own. It stopped without any interventions. But at this point, he had some really serious complications and was hospitalized, had to have a surgery because he had a teared esophagus. Also, I think it's because of the chemo, because it was exactly at the point where the esophagus meets the stomach. It was like right there. That part tore, and he had to have surgery. And it was a very dangerous surgery. He did well. Everything was fine. He was in recovery, and then he started bleeding somewhere internally. We don't know where. And that bleed happened really fast. And they did some measures to try to find it, embolize it, and stop it. But at that point, his blood count was already really low. And then when they rechecked again, it was extremely low, and the bleeding was happening really fast. We're talking like within within about 24 hours. So I won't go into the details, of course, but I think it's very, very important to share that sadly, I can't formulate the words, but he didn't die of the cancer. Most importantly, he died of bleeding, of a significant blood loss. And I think it's very important that, you know, if you are somebody or somebody you know who is undergoing cancer, you really weigh out the chemo aspect of it. You know, like in our situation, we had to do chemo because he had a tumor in the spine and he was losing the ability to walk, and it seemed to start progressing really, really fast. I mean, within 2 months, he was losing the ability to move. So, although neuroendocrine is a slow progressing type of cancer, in this case, it seemed that it wasn't. So, there's pretty much nothing we could do. He had to take the chemo to knock down the cancer. But everything else that we did, I know that Philip would say I would do it all again. You know, definitely the first thing was Hoxy. The second thing was Valasta. I have videos for all of those. By the way, my Hoxy video was, two of my Hoxy videos was taken down by YouTube for violating community guidelines. I am going to try to figure out a way to, I don't know, maybe get him back on and edit out the part that violates the community guidelines, which is the type of treatment that we did. And if you remember, if you did get to see that video, then you know it was a type of infusion, but I won't mention it because I don't want to do that again, although it's ridiculous. But anyway, and the most important takeaway is that you can overcome the cancer. The thing that did the most damage here is not the cancer, it's the conventional treatment, it's the chemo. Anyway, I will go ahead and sign off at this point. If you guys have any questions or comments, please go ahead and leave them below. I will continue to try to make videos because I still feel like there's so much that we learn on this journey, and I know Philip would want me to share all this information. Of course, I want to share it. I think it's very, very important. I just have to figure out a way to share information without conflicting with community guidelines, because when it's natural and, you know, not conventional, anything that has to do with nature is frowned upon in the YouTube community or mainstream medical community. So I have to figure that out. But at the same time, making the videos has always been really, really great for my mental health. It's a really, really nice way to like express myself and unload you know, what I'm going through, and just in general, it's a really nice creative output for me. So I would like to try to figure out a way to keep it going on my own. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a like and a thumbs up. Share with your friends. Yeah, and I'll talk to you guys soon.